Welcome everyone to the Maryland Clinical Resource Consortium, often called MCSRC. I wanted to extend a warm welcome to you as you're joining the Simulation Education Leaders Train the Trainer program. Since we are all virtual, I wanted to take some time to orient you to the course and just clarify some information, and that way you will be able to start your asynchronous component of the course. So this is the Blackboard page, and you have been enrolled in this page and you found this video through the Blackboard page, but I wanted to show you some of the features and just orient you to it. So the first thing is your menu bar here. You have course content, and which is where you found the video under Course Essentials. So this is just a written welcome here where you found the video along with it. And then we follow the basic assumption at MCSRC, which has been adopted from CMS, Center for Medical Simulation. And it states that we believe that everyone participating in activities at MCSRC is intelligent, capable, cares about doing their best, and wants to improve. And we operate with this basic understanding in all of our activities at MCSRC. Here are the objectives for the Simulation Education Leader 1 Train the Trainer course. And we will complete all of, or meet all these objectives by the end of your hybrid coursework here. Here is the agenda for the entire session. And this really helps map out how the session has been broken down. So there is a asynchronous component as well as a synchronous component, and then a live component to the Train the Trainer SEL 1. All right, give me 1 minute as I open up this document so I can share it with you. So we can follow along. So this is the agenda, and this really kind of helps see the program as a whole because we're all under restrictions during this pandemic. We're located in Montgomery County, and we are still working with some major restrictions. So we have had to modify our program. But I'm very confident that we will be able to meet our objectives and really have a rich learning experience. So these are your asynchronous components that you will do through Blackboard. You will have 3 modules to review. The first one is titled Theories of Simulation-Based Education. There is a narrated PowerPoint that we're going to ask you to review. And then you are going to be asked to engage in a discussion board, which means you'll respond to the initial question and then respond to 2 of your peers' responses. And then you will also have a quiz, which you will have to have an 80% on the quiz to proceed to the next module. You can take the quiz as many times as you want. It's self-paced. You just have to achieve 80% on it. Okay. Module 2 is very similar to Module 1. You'll have a narrated PowerPoint on the ENACSL Standards of Best Practice. I have also linked the ENACSL website, and I'm asking everyone to go onto the website and become familiar with the standards and the website. You will also be asked to engage in a discussion board in the same way as Module 1, and then have a small quiz at the end of the module, which you will be required to achieve an 80% on. Okay? And then the 3rd module is on developing a simulation center. This module will be a little bit different in that you are only doing review of a PowerPoint and engagement in a discussion board. So those are the 3 modules that you'll be working on to complete your asynchronous activities for the Train the Trainer program. Okay, and then we'll move to the synchronous sessions. So here is the agenda for synchronous. And when you have your synchronous session, it is divided into 2 4-hour days. And those dates were provided to you in an email So if you don't remember which day you had signed up for or you were assigned to, go back to your email. The email came from MCSRC, and you'll be able to locate that. If you still have some questions regarding the dates, feel free to email me. So we'll review content between those 2 days of synchronous learning, and that will compose of all these different topics and activities, and that will bring us to our 3rd day, which will be live at MC. Now we have scheduled the live day further down in the year, so you will have your date either in end of May or early June, and those dates were also emailed to you with the original email. And for that day, you will have to arrive at MC by 9 a.m. so that we can have a full hands-on simulation experience. And at the end of that day, you have completed the Train the Trainer session for SEL I. And you will be eligible to continue your simulation education leader journey into SEL II and SEL III. The only prerequisite is that you give yourself 6 months in between each one of those levels. SEL II and SEL III are offered in the summer and in the fall each year, and you will be sent an invite as we move along in the year. Okay, so that kind of gives you an overview of the course, and it is a true hybrid course. We have a synchronous virtual component, an asynchronous virtual component, and then a live component to it. I want to thank you in advance for being flexible and committing to your education as a simulation educator. I think you will find this session to be very engaging and will help you become a more confident simulationist and as a simulation educator. So I'm going to go back to Black. All right, so we just reviewed the agenda and we'll keep going. So there is a pre-course requirement. We have purchased the NLN Circ modules for the SEL I cohort, which is you, and we want you to complete it before the start of your synchronous session. So it does take approximately 2 to 3 hours to complete each module. And here is the code that you would enter for you to be able to access the modules. If you have not made an account at the NLN Circ site, you will need to create an account and register. And once you're there, you just go through, you click on courses, and you find these 2 courses, Debriefing Foundations and Evaluating Simulations, and you register for them. And when it asks you to pay for it, you will enter this code, and you will be able to have access to it. You will have access to this course until December 1st or December 31st, 2021. But we do ask you to complete the modules by the start of your synchronous session. You can go back and reference it as you start practicing some of the things that you might have learned during the session. Okay. And the next page highlights the discussion board. So there are discussion boards built into the modules. This one is just an introduction page, just to introduce yourself to your group and your peers. So take some time to answer the initial questions and then respond to your peers. Here's a blurb about myself that you can take some time to read on your own. This is an important component. So as a SEL participant, Simulation Education Leader participant, you are eligible to receive a $200 honorarium. In order to receive the honorarium, you must complete the paperwork. So this is the fillable PDF that we need you to complete. And the instructions are here as to how to submit it. You're going to email it to our MCSRC website. So take some time to complete that today so that we can start processing the paperwork and you can get your $200. It is a long process, so we encourage you to start as early as possible. Okay, here you'll find Zoom links that you will use to attend your synchronous sessions. I haven't created them yet, they're coming. So just come back and check as it gets closer to your synchronous sessions and you'll find the Zoom links there. Okay, so we'll go back to course content and you see the 3 modules that you will complete at your own pace, but needs to be completed prior to your synchronous sessions. So you have a module on theory behind simulations, in Axel Standards of Best Practice, and developing a simulation center. And so each module will have an introductory page, which will tell you which activities you need to complete, and then you just scroll through and complete it. So here's a link to the Healthcare Simulation Dictionary, and then here is the narrated PowerPoint that we would like you to engage with. And then the last item on this is the link to the discussion board on theoretical underpinnings of simulation-based education. All right, so that's how it's structured, and the quiz is not here yet, but it will be coming soon. And then we have references, a list of references for different content. So feel free to take some time to peruse that at your own pace and just use it as your own reference library. If you find it to be useful, I encourage you to download it and print it and keep it for your own references. And then we have resources here, and I have just included links to some common useful web pages that a lot of simulationists refer to. So that's also for your own use. And then I'd like to highlight our toolbar and show you that you can click on MCSRC right there and it will take you to our website. I'm not going to do it now because the share screen button will not allow me to open that without stopping. But if you are not in the habit of visiting the MCSRC website frequently, I encourage you to do that. We post all of our happenings there, our dates, our newsletter, our sim library, everything can be found at that website. So please feel free to take some time to review our website and make it a habit to visit it often. So that brings us to the end of this orientation. I hope you found it to be useful. I hope I was able to clarify some questions you might have had. If you have any other questions, please feel free to email me at any time, and I am happy to answer them for you. I cannot wait to work with you and meet you virtually. I think we will have a wonderful time, and I am excited to be part of your simulation journey. Have a wonderful day.